Hello, this is Molly Reamer with 30 Days of Goddess and Bridges Grove with this week's mini ritual for the Creative Spirit Circle. And today we are using the Rooted Woman Oracle as well as a new deck that just arrived as a surprise. The deck is by Linda Fabry and it arrived as a surprise gift from Teal, who has a fabulous Facebook page, Teal Joy Journey, where she shares all kinds of quotes and divination type of things, as well as being a valued member of our community. And so I'm having a lot of fun exploring that deck for today's video. So we are wrapping, and I'm also using the Daily Practice Companion deck. We are wrapping up our month with Danu, and so I'll explain that in a minute, but I went ahead and picked us a little bonus card from the new deck as well. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Daily Practice cards. And so we received Thrive. So in this season of change, may we thrive. In this season of change, may we thrive. A practice, offer yourself a body blessing. I find that very powerful. You can do it just with your fingertips, but I often like to find something, so like a fallen leaf, a feather, a root, a little stick, and use it to offer myself a body blessing and just tap it on each part and just spontaneously speak words of blessing over yourself. You can also use water, oil, things like that. What? I got another card. Another word card. This is supposed to be a prayer card, but we got another word. So persist. May we persist. May we persist in nourishing our own magic. May we persist in thriving. May we persist in practicing our promises and living our prayers. May we persist in being present for our own lives as they unfold. May we persist in returning again and again, in starting where our feet are. So, spontaneous little blessing today. I did not mean to have two words. Okay, so our card from the Rooted Woman Oracle, I felt like was really perfect because we're switching the month is changing soon to October, and our goddess for that month is going to be Hecate, and this is the Banshee, but she just had a really strong Hecate feeling vibe. When I turned the card over, I thought, ooh, Hecate is here. And then I saw it was really the Banshee. But it still had a Hecate feeling. The card still has a Hecate feeling to me, so it felt like a nice merge point between our month of flow, our month of Danu, and then crossing the threshold into October, into our month of magic and our month of Hecate. So the Banshee card is the keening woman, but to me she looks like she's there at the crossroads with a light, a la Hecate. But anyway, let's see what the Rooted Woman Oracle is by Sharon Blackie. So let's see what she has to say about the keening woman. In Irish folklore, the Banshee is an elder female spirit who heralds the death of members of certain old families she's associated with, usually by screaming, wailing, shrieking, or keening. So I would look at her as kind of the death of the season and the entry into the new season. And something I like to remember is that just because fall arrives doesn't mean summer has failed. It's just time to lay one season aside. So we can sort of lay that season aside and move into fall. Her hair is wild, her eyes are red and raw. The Banshee is associated with the keening woman who traditionally led mourning rituals. In this way, she acted as a midwife of sorts, one who facilitated the passage through death rather than birth. It was believed she functioned as a kind of psychopomp or a soul guide. The act of keening is an act of catharsis. It's also about honoring our grief for our own hurts, the hurts of loved ones, and the hurts of the world. So what are you grieving at this time of year? We talked briefly in our Simple and Sacred Live Circle in September. We talked about sometimes leaving one season behind. There's a kind of grief at saying goodbye to the brightness of summer and stepping into the darker months, but there can be grief involved with letting the things go, with changing our roles, letting go of things that we have cared about, or things that we used to do and we're setting them aside, grief in letting go of parts of our identity. And then there can also be grief of loved ones. Is a potent time for considering our ancestors, and we may feel grief with them. October is when my last grandparent died, and I dream of my grandparents often in October, both of my grandmothers, and sometimes of my grandfathers too. I dream of them in October. I kind of associate October with that passage of my final grandparent. And so anyway, what are you grieving? What are you letting go of? What are you grieving? It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a thing. It could be identity. It could be a plan. It could be a dream that you're having to lay to rest. And it could be the hurts of the world. It could be the political fragmentation that so grips people at this time of year, those kinds of things. Grieving is a necessary, normal response to pain and loss. The Banshee tells us we must allow ourselves the time and space to grieve for the dead parts of ourselves that we need to leave behind in order to make progress along our journey. So this deck is all about this heroine's journey of connection and rooting in the landscape. And so what do you need to leave behind in order to make progress on your sacred path, on your unfolding journey of discovery and return? What are you leaving behind? Okay, so then some affirmations from my new deck. And I need to look up what this deck is called. So the deck is by Linda Fabry. I'm not actually sure what the name of it is. I think it's one of her, I got two of them. And so it's one of those. I will look it up and put it in my little video notes. But our first little message is, Sacred Sister, call upon the divine feminine to access your heart wisdom. Her embrace will give you strength and the courage to share your truth in love and light with the world. So an affirmation for you might be, I have the courage to share my truth. I have the courage to share my truth. So what are you trying to share? Do you feel like you have a voice? Do you have space to share your love and light and courage and truth and strength with the world? And then as I was making a teeny tiny video to post about this new deck, and as I was shuffling through the deck, I happened to see this one, and I thought, it's the Queen of Deep Waters, and I thought, what a perfect card to close out our month with Danu is to go ahead and pick this card, the Queen of Deep Waters. So everything else is chosen spontaneously. This one I picked out intentionally for our as a closing message for this month of flow. The Queen of Deep Waters. Take your rightful place upon the throne located in the depths of your heart. And so one of the things we talked about during a recent community practice live was taking little pauses through the day, little spiritual cat naps, if you will, in order to let your heart catch up with the rest of you. So I thought this was a nice connection here. There's a throne in the depths of your heart. Your emotions are powerful indeed, but do not fear. This is your domain. The depths of your heart is your domain. So another affirmation today is, I take my rightful place on the throne in the depths of my heart, or I take my rightful place in the depths of my heart. So how can you, we also spoke during our Simple and Sacred Circle about, that was during our live, about one of our weekly lives. We do lives every Monday in our patron-only Facebook group. So if you become a member of the Goddess Magic Patreon, you are welcome to join those weekly community practices. And they're really I really enjoy the opportunity to touch base with everybody each week in that way. And one of the things we talked about is moving in sync with the seasons, and how does your body and how do your emotions feel, and how does it sync up with the seasons, honoring your own fall in your own life. So anyway, this is your domain. And then I'm going to go ahead and close with a little blessing, a little prayer, a little reminder, a little practice from my Danu mini prayer book, which was free for everybody this month in the Goddess Guidance Club. So we're going to end with this, which is a really kind of a prayer, a practice, and a blessing all in one. Today, greet air, whether soft or wild. The air just kicked up and blew across the deck just as I said that. Today, greet air, whether soft or wild. Feel it sweep across your skin, refreshing and replenishing you. Greet earth, stable and secure. Feel it cradle your body, supporting and strengthening you. Greet water, the ebbs and flows, tender or tumultuous. Feel it alive within you, tugging at your own tides. Greet fire, fierce and flourishing. Feel sun warm your skin and inspiration bless your mind. Rest your hands against your heart. Feel the sweet pulse of life's purpose there, a light within you. So you might also have another affirmation there, which is, I feel the sweet pulse of life's purpose, a light within me. I feel the sweet pulse of life's purpose, a light within me. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today, and may you continue to thrive, may you continue to persist, may you take your place on the throne in the depths of your heart, and may you have the courage to share your truth. Thanks so much for being here. Keep living your magic. Bye-bye.